Hello folks, welcome along to this ABC Journeyman save. I am the Custard Prophet and we are at our third club here at Bashley. We're right at the end of the season. The question I have for you is, have we made the playoffs? It looked like a possibility at the end of last episode, but have we managed to do it? Well, predictably, no. In fact, we've dropped down to mid-table and are over 10 points away from the playoffs. I think we left it about 5 points away, or maybe less than that. But we've had a poor end to the season, as you can see. Lots of draws, too many losses and not enough wins. So we picked up a win over Plymouth Parkway directly after we last played. Good performance, Fielding, Gleeson and Richard Knoll. And I thought, given the games we had coming up, we might do pretty well. But two absolute shocker of performances. One against Shoaling, where we drew 0-0. Kearney got sent off. And then against Moneyfields, who are really struggling in the league, and we drew 1-1. Richard Knoll, again with a goal. We should have taken more points from those, but we didn't. And then followed that up with a really weak performance against Poulton. I was worried at this stage, but then we pulled off a really nice victory over Lark Hill. Probably didn't deserve it. Monk and Richard Knoll. But unfortunately, things have gone a bit rubbish after that. A loss against Helston Athletic. Ruben Wilson, who is the nemesis of Richard Knoll, who's trying to get that Golden Boot award, scored a goal. Mark Thomas scored for us. And against Street, well, this was a cracking performance. Bearwish is the other one going for the Golden Boot. He scored a hat-trick, and all of them looked offside. We scored 3, 2 for Richard Knoll, 1 for Gleeson. We also scored 2 more, which looked onside. Actually, when the replay came in, they weren't, but I have no idea how we were offside for 2 goals, and they were basically perfect reading our offside trap with their goals, because they were standing in some very odd places and managing to score goals. I think it probably says more about our defenders than anything else, but we got a draw out of it when we should have absolutely got 3 points there. We've just played Shortwood United. They are doing rubbish in the league, and we've been beaten by a towel. So, all in all, it's been a pretty disappointing end to the season. And to make matters worse, we have had our youth recruitment come in. We've got some excellent talents, apparently. A lot of 5-star potential talents here. Problem we have is, every time I try and sign them, the boards say, no, can't afford that. I mean, most of them aren't particularly great, but the one I was hoping to get in was this lad, Lewis Awada, who's got a driven personality. He's pretty fast, and crossing and dribbling are okay. So I kind of like that with the high determination. I felt he might develop quite significantly. But apparently I'm not allowed to afford him. So not sure what to do about that. Finance-wise, we're still in the hole. We're £350,000 in debt. That's nothing new. But our wage budget has been slashed again, now down to 550. So, I mean, this club carries on giving. I don't know how they're ever supposed to make any money at all when we almost got nobody at the club, and yet we still are losing money. I mean, $3,500 lost every month. I mean, where's it going? We've got 3 staff. We've got 3 staff, and we're spending. I mean, how is that even possible? How we're spending £749 per week? Okay, no, I get it. That's still less than that. That's still way less than that. Our staff are only on £55 a week. It doesn't make sense. Someone is siphoning money out of this club. I'm not sure. Not sure where it's going. Probably there. Why have we got such a high scouting budget? That's quite high. 75 grand scouting budget. Someone did mention this, and I didn't realise it was quite that high. We might have to do something about that. What are we on? Regional First Division. The problem is, if we have no scout, isn't there something cheaper than that? Well, that's 17 grand a year. So why is our scouting budget 75 grand a year. Explain these things to me in the comments. The good thing is, out of all this, if Richard Knoll scores one more goal, he gets 40 goals for the season. And he's dropped out of here, unfortunately, he just had a 6 average rating in the last match. Ruben Wilson needs to score 2 goals. He is playing at, where are they? He is at home against Brockenhurst, who are just a mid-table side. So there's chances for goals there. Bearwish he's not going to score 6. So it's up to Richard Knoll here to do the business, and we're going to be behind him, because we're not getting anything out of this season other than hanging on to his coattails of his Golden Boot award. We will all revel in that. Anyway, folks, let's go and play this game. So I've changed things around a little bit because Nicolau was consistently doing terribly, so I thought, well, why not? Let's play Thomas in there. So we're going to give him a go. He did score a goal recently, but I've come to the decision really that Nicolau probably isn't the player for us next season. He's scored 6 goals all season. He's played pretty much every game, so we need someone who can score a few more goals than that. I think Gleeson does well, but we need someone else there. The other thing that we've found is that Sullivan, despite his 7.25 average rating, has not been particularly great in the last few matches. So he's stepping out of the side, and we'll see how he does. Okay, folks, I'm just going to change this to a pressing forward, which he is happier with, and we will go out there and see if we can finish off with a victory against whoever it is that we're playing. Cinderford. Well, Cinderford aren't on great form. They have won their last game, but before that they hadn't won in at least 4. But we're not on the best run of form either. Here goes Monk. We seem to need a lot more chances, and I know I say this pretty much every match, than most people do. Ball over the top. And we are incredibly, it's hard to know what we're going to do. Sometimes we look really good, sometimes we look terrible. We are so inconsistent, more inconsistent than we should be. Here's Fielding, who's I think's done really well, and Gleeson with a glorious little finish that was. Well, that's a lovely little bit of play. The two players combining quite beautifully there. Fielding, a lot of space given to him, and he just uses that round the corner. Gleeson, and it just chips it, doesn't it? Hits the post and in, and it's a great start. So 1 goal, 1 shot. Here's Monk. Can we make it 2-2? We don't. Over the top. And that was probably an easier chance. Well, solid start. Here's Richard Knoll. I mean, Kearney's back in the side. I mean, I've never seen anyone get so many cards. Here's Monk. That was one of the reasons our form is a little bit dodgy, because he has been suspended for most of the time. His red cards, yellow cards. I mean, he has been amassing a lot of them. Dida does well there. He may not be here next season. He hasn't got we haven't signed a contract, and there is no way we can afford his contract at the minute. So that's a concern. Here's Dida again, and he's done well. He's been an important player for us. Koze. Here's Woodbridge, who will be here next season. I'm pleased about that. Monk, another one who's going to be here. Kearney, ball over the top. Richard Knoll controls it well. Oh, and that's what we like. He is so hit and miss at the minute. He missed a bunch of chances in the last couple of games. Got those ones that are offside, but we haven't seen goals quite that good for a little while. One little touch, and then with the other one, a sumptuous volley, and we're 2-0 up after just 18 minutes. It's not what I was expecting, but we will take it for now. Monday, I predict top corner. Well, pretty much. The levels of free kick at this very low levels seem ridiculously high. I mean, I've seen some amazing free kicks. I don't think I would expect to see them. Such accurate free kicks. 2-1. not everyone is James Ward-Prowse. Well, we have been very good. It's 44 minutes on the clock. All at the back here. And one thing I forgot is that goal that Richard Knoll scored, well, that's his 40th of the season, isn't it? That's offside. I mean, he was so offside. Gotta be. Yeah. I mean, some of these have looked very offside, and that looked very offside. But we haven't seen the replay, and I've been concerned that we're being done by dodgy refereeing. Here's Richard Knoll over the top. Oh, that was a good save from Griffiths. Either side of the goalkeeper, that was a goal. Good effort. And they clear it, and that is it at half time. So we had a very strong start and a rather rubbish middle to that half, but we're still 2-1 up. So more of the same, please. Well, corner to them. We've done well there. I'm not sure quite who that hit, but Woodridge does clear it. And they're coming in from the other side. Wooldridge, sorry. Goalkeeper clears it. I mean, if we have to do things on the break now, well, that's fine. But here's Wooldridge. And again, you see a lot more breaks, don't you, from the opposition than from us. That's nicely done. I thought we were going to be in trouble there. But here's Richard Knoll. He's picked up Gleeson. He's had a good game so far. Kose. Knoll. And again, it's broken to them. It's gone to us. Look, yeah, it's a strange old highlight. I don't know what's happening here. Kose's going again. That's a lovely ball in. This has to be a goal. Surely it is. It's a beautiful ball in. And Richard Knoll gets goal number 42. 41 of the league campaign, though. Very, very good. Well, 63 minutes. I've been pretty pleased with the way we've been playing. It's not been perfect. Oh, here he goes again. Go on. Oh, it'd been a lovely way to go out with a hat-trick in this final game. Really, really nicely done. The goalkeepers played well. Question is it Thomas up there who's helping him out? So, yeah, it's a fun game. Dida, Kose, he clears it. Thomas has done really well there. Just kind of running into nowhere at the minute. Into Wooldridge. That seems a sensible ball. Forward, Richard Knoll. And there it is, he gets his hat-trick. And that's the defending we expect at this level. Not everyone is Virgil van Dijk. And a hat-trick. I have to say, I wasn't sure what team would turn up, and I'm very pleased to see it's the one who seemed to be able to score goals. It's a lot better to watch. So here's Wooldridge. He's lumped it up the pitch, but there is nobody there. Kose. They're winning the second balls, aren't they, a lot of the time, and that's a lovely little bit of a finish there. Bailey Dovell, and it was off the defender, that was, and he just did enough there. I mean, it's just a hopeful ball. Defender gets the head on it, I think, and yeah, so 4-2. It's not all over. Fielding, Thomas. What a game to finish off with. Fielding, Kearney, Richard Knoll, onside. It's the post. No, he's not onside. Wow. One change. Kose off, Barwell on. And 82 minutes on now. I've just gone over with a header. It's going. I mean, we've got a good XG, but they are coming back into it. Gleeson now with a free kick. Oh, now there's a header. There's a header. 5-2. Right. We will take Kearney off now. And we will take Dida off now. And we'll see what happens there. It's good performance. Sullivan comes on for his last game of the season, and I actually thought that's offside. Yeah, thought so. I actually thought, yeah, it was good not to have Sullivan in the team. I think we should have probably rotated things a little bit more. Thomas has done well also. Here's Berry. All over the top. Oh, what a lovely finish. There's been some absolute gorgeous finishes. Disallowed though. Wow. Their second disallowed goal. And there we go. Cinderford 2. Bashley 5. Where was that performance earlier in the season? We needed that. At least that means I think we finish a little higher up than we were. And there we go, finish in 11th. It's not the one I wanted, but if you'd have said we'll finish 11th at the start of the season, given how badly things seem to be going into it, I would have absolutely taken that. I think on a different, having a different end to the season, maybe just, I don't know, approaching things a little bit different, maybe with a few less suspensions, maybe rotating people around a little bit more, maybe we could have pushed up that a little bit further, because we are not that far off the playoffs. We're 9 points off Portchester, which is not bad at all. So in the end, a pretty good effort. And Richard Knoll finishes top of the pile, 42 goals, gets himself a hat-trick. Very, very nice. So Cadbury Heath are going up as champions. Yate and Bristol MFs are going down. Plymouth Parkway will be in the relegation playoffs, and we will have to see whether it's going to be Royal Wootton Bassett, Wellington, Bridgewater or Portchester that go up. But we live to fight another day in this league. I think possibly Horndean will be coming down. Last time I saw, we've got our top scorer Richard Knoll back next season. Unfortunately, the two other top scorers, one from Street, one from Helston, will both all be here next year as well. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Richard Knoll can finish top of the pile yet again. I hope you enjoyed this season. It's been a much better season than I thought it might have been. Bit of a disappointing finish, I know, but let us know what your thoughts are overall. What about the 42 goals from Richard Knoll? Did you predict he would finish that high? Do you think he would drop off? Do you think he would score more? I'd love to hear from you. But if you have enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of this sort of content coming up. And I'll see you next time for season, 2.5 with Bashley. Remember, 4 seasons maximum, and then we have to move on. We need to win some silverware either next season or the one after. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it, considering we have so bad finances. Yeah, let me know. Anyway, goodbye.